Welcome back. My name is Bart Vale. Today's tape is going to cover shoot fighting against a boxer. We're going to go with a little bit of conditioning, and we're going to go with some techniques with combinations of that, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, now we're going to start with our exercise here. We're down in a push-up position here. Now what I want to do in this position here, get up on your push-up position here. Back is going to stay straight. We're going to take one leg and bring it completely over to the other side. All right, one down on the floor here above the knee. So realistically, all his weight is on this side. So basically what he's going to do is a single arm push-up using the other hand as a balance movement here. So straight down, 1, and back up, 2, good, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now switch legs. Again, keep your back straight all the way over. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it right there for me. And remember, when you guys go into this position here, you want your back to start off straight. You want the foot that goes over, you want it above the knee of the foot, your leg, the foot that's going to be straight. Again, let's show another angle here. Go face this way. Right there. Okay, now get up and push up. Okay, so start off straight here. This leg all the way across here. Above the knee here, and that's where you'll start from the position here. And you do both sides. Start with 5, get 7, 10, and so on as you go along there. Okay, back in position here for a sit-up. Okay, now in the sit-up, what we want to do, you start straight like this would be good. Okay, we're going to get our legs tucked in like Indian style here. Bend in again. We want to kind of keep all our weight forward here, so all the pressure's on the abs and nothing on the leg here. Putting the hands on the hips here. Now if you have trouble doing with your hands on the hip there, then bring your hands up on your chest or whatever. What we're trying to do is we're trying to put a little bit more weight here, so make this a little bit more difficult, so that everything is working on the stomach here. Now what he's going to do, he's going to come halfway up to here and then back down. So all you're going to do is half a movement here, but get the lower back off the ground here. You're right in this position here. Try to keep the legs tucked in this way here. And this is how you should end on the first one. Okay, let's not try them here. 1, good. Keep this tucked in a little bit more. 2, good. Keep this straight here. 3, good. 4, one more. 5. Okay, let's show a different angle on here. Coming this way for me. Okay, again, keeping the legs tucked in. Try to get the legs in as tight as you can at this point here. Arms out here. If you have to, you can put the arms up here. Even more difficult if you put them behind the head here. Come in this position here, then try to get the lower back off the ground as you go. So 1, just do 1 for me here. Just keep it up in that position here. So lower back came off the ground like that. Again, start off with doing maybe 5, 7, 10, whatever you can. You're probably going to have to kick up the legs a little bit as you go on there. But it's going to take a little bit of a strain there. Try to use nothing holding the legs here. Just keeping them tucked in here so everything's working against the abs here. Okay, now we're going to stretch position. Let's get up for squats first. Okay, what we do is a squat thrust. What he's going to do is when he goes down, he's going to thrust himself forward, kind of like what you do when you do standing broad jumps. So what he's going to do is not only using his legs, he's going to use his arms into the movement. So when he goes down, the arms come back. Okay, now as he comes up, stand up, his arms go forward, he goes forward. Now you don't have to jump far. What you have to do is jump slightly forward, maybe 6, 8 inches. When the arms go down, he jumps back to where he was. Okay, now let's watch it. 1, good. 2, 3, all the way down, good. 4, 5. Okay, let's show side. Right from here. Just do 1, 1. And back, good. Back facing the front there. And again, the one thing you guys want to remember is try to breathe as normal as you possibly can. When you need the most strength is when you usually exhale. But for now, rather than trying to figure out whether inhale, exhale kind of a thing, don't hold your breath. That's the worst thing to do. What you want to try to do is breathe in and out as normal as you can. All right, now what I want to do is stretch. I want you to get into a butterfly position for me. All right, now, I'm going to help him here. I'm going to put a leg up against his back here. I'm going to pull his legs all the way in tight here. Want him to hold his legs here. I'm going to slightly hold his legs down, just a little bit of pressure here, and then I'm going to have him push forward here. I'll just help push him forward a little bit here. Now what you want to try to do is you going down, you want to exhale going down in this position here. Hold it for a couple of seconds. Come back up, inhaling. And then again, I'm going to push down on the legs a little bit more. And then exhale as I'm pushing them down a little bit further here. All right, do maybe 5, 6, 7 of those like that. Now, next position we want to get for our stretch here is the lotus. Okay, what you want to do, you're on the knees here. You're going to slide your knees out as wide as you can here. Okay, we try to keep our feet not tucked in, but tucked out. Pushed out. So you don't want your foot inside, you want it out here. If you can get it straight with your knees, perfect. Okay, down on the elbows. Down on the elbows, bend the elbows. Right to that position here. Now what you want to do is push it straight back. So what we're going to do is just push straight back here. Exhale at this point. Then you go slightly forward here. Try to slide your legs out a little bit further here. Keeping them all straight still. And then push it back again. Pushing it back, exhale in here. Go forward again. Try and slide them out just a little bit more there. Good. All right, now push it back for me. Exhaling. Very good. And then back forward. Okay, then stand back up for me. Okay, now we're going to stretch the upper body a little bit here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cross the arms. I'm going to take the top arm here, I'm going to pull it up, and the bottom arm I'm going to pull down, so I'm doing this. Just give them like a count of 10 or 5, whatever you want there, and then just switch the arms. Good. Okay, and we're going to have them down on the ground on this neck. All right, now, on the hands, on the feet. Good. Now, what we're going to do again is we're going to roll top of the head and then back to the nose. Top of the head, nose. Again, 3, good. 4. One more, 5. Good. Now get onto your back. Hands, feet. Okay, now what we want to try to do is put the hands up on the chest. Now again, try to roll, get your nose to touch it. Push it. Good. And back. Again. And back. Again. Good. Nice stretch. Make sure you're breathing. Breathe as normal as you can right now. Right. Good. Okay. Back up for me. That's very good. Now again, on your exercise and conditioning that, do as many as you can. If you can't do quite as many as 3, that's fine. Do 2 of them, whatever it takes. But each time you do it, work a little bit more. Do 2, 3, 4, and so on. Until you're doing 10, 15 of them with no problem. All right, next thing we're going to do is work from a fighting stance position. Again, remember, we got to find our range in our fighting stance. Okay, so right now I'm in real good range here. I can't hit him, and he can't hit me. And that's exactly where we want to start off in our fighting position here. All right, now what I want to work is a roundhouse kick again to the thigh. I'm going to use the shin bone, and it's going somewhere in this general area here. Now what I want to try to do is I want to try to put a little bit more strength into this kick. The last time we did this kick, what we were doing was putting the leg up, pushing, trying to get the rotation of the hip so that I get maximum force out of this kick. I want to work the same thing like that, but instead of kicking him, what I want to do again is the push, but I want to put my body weight behind it. It's the same theory if I was going to push him. Step in towards me a little bit. If I was going to push this guy here, I would have to have all my weight coming this way. And that's the best way to push somebody. Very rarely would you push anybody like this. So again, I'm thinking about putting everything I got behind this leg. So the best way to do that is to push this leg. So what I want is I want all my weight going that way. So when I step off this side here and I drag this leg around here, all my weight's going to this leg, so I get maximum extension out of this kick. Now, what I want to do is step off at an angle. The problem I'm going to have with stepping off at an angle here is if I do this, the only thing I can use is this kick because my hands will not reach him. I can't use this front leg because all my weight's on it. So all that I have is this back leg. He knows it and I know it, so that's not real good to do here. So what I want to do is instead of stepping off to the side, I'm going to step off at a 45. I step off at a 45 here. I check my hands. My left hand hits perfect. My right hand hits perfect. Then I can put the kick in and push it. So bend our fighting stance position here. So what we want to do is we want to range our hands as we step. So I step off here. I check to make sure that I'm right in position here. You don't have to check with both hands. I'm just showing you that. But if your left hand can hit, your right will definitely reach. Then what I'm going to do is put the kick up here, push it. Okay, watch again here. In our fighting position here, we're straight line here. I step at a 45. My left hand reaches, put it up, push. Okay, let's show another angle of this here. Get over here for me. In our fighting position. The first thing I want to do in our fighting position, move back just a little bit for me right there. The first thing I want to do in my fighting position here is make sure that I'm in perfect range here. This is perfect range for me, and I can test it like this. No matter how hard I punch him, I'm not going to hit him, and this is exactly where I want to be. Remember, if I step here, I hit him, and I'm back out here, I don't reach him here. I don't move the back foot. All I'm doing is moving the front foot. So again, we're going to use this step, but instead of stepping forward, we're stepping off at a 45-degree angle, so I got all my weight coming to this kick. My hands still reach, put the leg up, push it. Back in our fighting position for me again. Again, I'm right here, perfect where I want to be. Step 45. Check the left hand, put it up, push. All right. Now what you want to do is you want to work on it with your opponent in that, and then eventually start actually throwing a kick. But for right now, just work on pushing the kick. Just put the leg on, push it, full extension on it. Okay, back in here for me again now. Now, we got the back leg, we step with the back leg, stepping with the front leg, throwing the back leg. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to step 45 with the right, checking the left hand, putting the left leg up, and then just push it off here. Okay, back in position for me. I'm in my fighting stance. Again, I make sure I'm exactly where I want to be. Step right, 45. Left hand checks. Put the left leg up, push. And that's where I'm right in perfect position right there. Okay, next kick we're going to do is a push kick off the front side. Stand in my fighting position here. Again, I'm right exactly where I want to be. I'm going to put the leg up, push it. Now again, when you have your opponent here, what you guys want to do is push into the stomach here. Have your opponent tighten up his stomach there and just push it. Okay, again from here, up, push. Okay, back in position here. All right, now what we're going to do is add a few hand combinations here. What we want to try to do is we want to try to use hands and feet together. So what I want to do is I want to step, left, 45. Throw on the left, jab. Right cross. Now what happens when I throw that right cross is I got my hip already pivoting into this kick. So as soon as I throw this right cross here, I can come in with a right leg roundhouse kick. All right, again, let's watch it here. We're stepping, left, right, kick. One more time for me. Step, left, right, kick. Okay? Now we're going to reverse in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the left leg first. Kick, coming down, left, right. So again, I'm stepping 45, kick, left, right. One more time. Step, kick, left, right. Back to our fighting position here. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work a technique for a boxer coming in at me. Usually what you can expect from a boxer is punching. Okay, very rarely will a boxer try to take you down to the ground. Very rarely will a boxer try to kick. Primarily what a boxer is going to use is 4 basic punches. One's a jab, one's a cross, hook, maybe an uppercut. You got to remember, on far range it's going to be a jab or a cross. Close range is going to be uppercut or hook. So back in our fighting stance position here. What we got to do is determine where our boxer is. We're both in position here, we're both out of range. So one of us will have to step either way to close the range in order to throw the strikes. As soon as one of us steps, the other person has to react to it. Now, again, what we're doing is setting it up so we can do training exercises here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with him throwing a front jab. So he throws the jab. It's coming straight in like that. Now, put it back out for me. Now see what he did. He stepped forward with the left leg, throwing his jab again. Now what I want to do is move it out of the way. Now what I'm going to use my back hand to do the scoop. Now as it comes, I'm just coming up on top of the wrist here, turning it out of the way. Now what you got to remember here, you don't need a lot of strength to move it out of the way here. I'm in this position right here. Very easy to move it from side to side, up or down, or wherever you want to move it. The only thing you can't do is stop it straight on. Okay, so one thing we don't want to do is stop it straight on. When it comes straight in, just move it. All right, that's all you got to do. It's coming straight at you. You just move it. Just like that. Very simple. Now what I want to do is I want to counter off of it. So as soon as he throws it, I'm going to come in with a back leg roundhouse kick. to his leg. All right, very simple. He steps, throws, and then I counter. Okay, again, we'll take it just a little bit slower here. Comes out. I scoop it out of the way. It's completely away from me here. I'm set up perfectly. Right here is my target. And then the shin, I'm going to, of course, use this leg here, is right in position here just to throw the kick. All right, and I come right back to position here. Now, what I want to do is follow doing a technique off of this because it sets me up in perfect position here. Because I go from here, I scoop, I kick, I come in this way here. Now what I want to do is I got my hand around his waist. Let's just turn this way for me for a second. I put my hand behind his waist here so I can control him. He's back from here. My body weight's in front of him. Now what I have to do is I have to get my hips below him. Because what I want to do is I want to lift him up with my hips. So all I got to do is once I get underneath is just lift my hips up and that's going to bring him up. As I bring him up, I'm going to turn my upper body, which will throw him down. So let's just move back this way just a little bit for me. And get back up, open your legs out. Right like that. Okay, so I'm in this position here. Okay, now let's start right from there. Get right back there. Okay, from here. Punch comes, scoop, kick. I step in, toss him down. Now, you can come down with him. I chose not to come down with him primarily because showing you an exercise here, I want to be able to control it rather than just drop it on him. Once I get him down on the ground, my main objective here is to control him first before I do a technique. As soon as I get him down here, I want to get him flat down on his back. Now, there's a couple of things I can do. The easiest way to do it is just take an elbow, put it on his chest, and just push him down. This flattens him right back down. Now what I want to do, I want to take my heart and put it right on his heart. So I'm doing this here. Just like this, and this way I can control it. Now, as I do it, what I want to do is have my legs spread apart. So let's move this angle for me here. One thing we never want to do when we're on top of the opponent is put our legs together like this. We got no balance. Too easy for me to roll like this or to roll like this. I have no balance at all from here. What I got to do is put my legs apart from each other like this. So I got one leg tucked up and one straight back. So this way I can control my lower body. Now what I'm going to do is take the arm, grab the wrist underneath, and I'm putting the technique on. Now I'm going to show you from the angle that we were originally at. All right, again, I'm going to be on top of his heart. Okay? I got one leg up. I'm choosing to put the leg up closest to his head right now because I'm going to show you how you use your body to put this technique on a little bit easier. The other leg is straight out behind me. Now I'm going to grab the wrist. I want to try to get this arm bent at a 45 here. I grab the wrist. I'm going to come underneath the elbow and grab my wrist. Now another thing that's real important on this technique when you do it is you have got to get it off the floor. Don't let the technique on the floor so it stays up in the air here. Now what I'm going to use my legs to shift. What I'm going to do is switch the spot. Right now I got him up like this. My left one is closest to his head, my right is further away from his body. I'm just going to switch them. I'm going to bring the left down and the right up. Now that's going to shift. Let's just move out just a little bit for me. Right there. Now watch what happens when I shift my legs. I'm not going to do anything to my arms, but my arms will shift automatically when my legs shift. So then I get the extension here to put the technique on. All right, so I always start in this position here. I really don't have to use my hands. All I have to do is use my legs like this. Just switch it back and that puts the technique on. All right, let's get back up for me and we'll do the whole thing one time here. Okay, from our face, let's move back just a little bit. You throw a jab, scoop, kick, here, toss. Come down this position, control. Grab the wrist, grab underneath, lock the arms up, and then I'm just going to switch the hips. Put the technique on. Okay, again, remember what I said about tapping. When the guy taps, that means let go. This is stop, this means go. So what you want to do is be able to tell the guy, hey, you got to stop now. Now we're going to have the students come in here. Okay, fighting position. First thing, range yourself, move back to here just a little bit for me. Okay, right now you see, not in spot to get hit. And that's where we want to start. Okay, now what we're going to have, he's going to step slightly forward, maybe 6 to 8 inches. That puts him right in a range to actually hit here. All right, as the jab comes, he's going to scoop it. Now watch what he did here. It comes up on the wrist and just moves it. He doesn't make a big movement. Very small, simple movement. Small and simple. Out of the way. Then as soon as it's out of the way, he has to execute a movement, which is a kick. Now put the leg down in front, go around the waist. Hips down, and then lift him over and throw the upper body over. Good. Now go down, get him flat. This leg up, I want it all the way up tight. This one down this way here. Okay, so we've got the angle right here. Okay, now, get back. Good, underneath. Okay, remember, he's gonna keep it off the ground here. Doesn't want it to touch the floor. Now shift the hips, bring this one up, this one down, and then if he has to, just push the movement this way. Now when you push the movement, what he's gonna do is, the arm underneath the elbow comes up, the arm holding the wrist goes down. So all he's doing is this. Do it again. Right there, good. All right, let's come on up and let's try a different angle. Okay, back in our fighting position. You move back this way just a little bit. Okay, right there, okay? Let's go. Good, scoop. Kick. In front. Take them over. Good. Go down, control. Again, leg up. Tight here. Out a little wider. Okay, underneath. Ground. Shift the hips. And then push. Very good. All right, very good there. All right, back in our fighting stance position here. All right, the next movement we're going to have is our opponent going to throw a left, and then he's going to throw a right. So what I'm going to do is, the left comes, I scoop. The right follows right after it, I scoop right away. Now what I'm going to do is, it leaves me an opening right here to get behind him. All right, now what I got to do is I got to get around the waist this way. And as I come, I'm going to step behind him this way. So I get around him, I'm controlling. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push him a little bit forward here so when we end up on the ground, we're still in frame here. I got to trap both his legs. They come behind his foot here. I step one leg up here, keeping my balance this way. And as soon as I bring the other leg up, I have no choice but to fall down. As I fall down, I just twist him. So what we're going to do from here, as soon as this leg comes, we're going. Coming up here, again, I want to get him flat down this way here. Okay, let's try that again. We're going to try and stay in a little bit tighter here for me. Okay, so we're going to hit 1, 2, here, this way. And then this way here. All right, now again, I'm controlling him here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come underneath the head. I got underneath this head here. This arm could be down here. If this arm is up in this position here, it's perfect. All right, chances are it's probably going to be down, so I might have to move it up this way here. Locking this way here. Now what I'm going to do is, I lock up on his elbow here or bicep. I'm going to push his arm away and his head forward using my forearm. So what I'm doing is just this here. It just goes this way. Okay, let's watch it from stand-up position again. Okay, punch comes. Scoop, second one's right there already. I get behind him here. I set up my first leg. As you saw what I did here, as I get around him, I put this leg up to where I feel a touch. As soon as I feel a touch, I know I'm ready to go with the other leg. If I step up here and I don't feel it yet, I'm not ready to go. So I'll have to keep moving around here until I get right there. Felt it. Now I know all I have to do is this, and we're going. We get down, I stay my body weight on him, push him down again using my elbow. Comes down, I get underneath the head here, controlling him. Come up, grab the arm, push the technique. Okay, now we're going to show the students doing it. Get up for me. Okay, our fighting stance, move this way just a little bit. Okay, scoop, scoop, get behind. Okay, leg traps up there. Go, jump. Okay. All right, get him flat out. Good. Control him. Underneath. Now what he has to do is he has to take the arm here. Here's where the head is, and he's hooked up on the arm here. What he has to do is just straighten it out. So push it straight. Keep pushing this one back. You got to push this one back. There you go. Good. Get back up. important that when you get underneath the head here, let me just stand up here. When you get underneath the head here, that you've got to push the arm straight. His arm goes one way, and you use your arm to push the head the other way. So what's happening here is this movement. You're using the floor to support him. Let's try it on the other side for me, please. Scoop, scoop, get behind. Push him forward, push him forward. All right, lock him, take him down. Roll him over. Okay, hold on one second. Let's go this way, just a little bit. Okay, controlling him. Leg tight up like that. One down. This way. Underneath the head. Tight. Put this down tight. And this here. Now just straighten the arm out. Very good. All right, what we gotta do is move the angle around a little bit so you stay in frame here, what's happening here. A couple of things you gotta remember that's real important on this technique. Once a guy commits to this punch, go to punch. Once a guy commits to this punch, we have him here. The main thing that you have to remember is in order to take him down without using strength, you have to lock his legs up. This is important. I'm not looking for his foot. I'm feeling it for his foot. I put this foot back for me a little bit. And this is what happened with my foot here. As soon as I felt, when I stepped up, I felt this, I knew I was in position. Then all I had to do was put this foot up to there and we're going. That's it, okay. Let's go on to another movement here. We're in our fighting stance position. Move this way just a little bit for me. The man's going to throw a right cross. Now, he's going to come up to the head. Sometimes the guy can go to the body. This one's going to the head. I'm going to come underneath him, coming up and getting around the head. Now, what we want to show here is when this comes here, make a fist hold. When this comes, I'm coming underneath this way, so I'm on the outside of it. This hand is coming straight up this way. I lock up here so that what I'm going to do is I'm going to have his arm trapped between his neck and my arm trapped on the other side of his neck. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, throw the right cross. And come to this right here. Now what I got to do is get him down to the ground here. So I'm going to take my right leg behind his leg, drop him. Now what I want to do here is I want to lock my right arm inside my left. So I take out, lock it right up in by the bicep here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my arms towards me and my shoulder away from me, putting the sleeper on. Now, one thing I want to make real clear here. It's real easy to put this guy out once you cut the blood off to the head. So you guys at the bottom here are being choked. Don't wait until you see more pain or anything. There's no more pain. What you're going to do is you're going to feel pressure and then you're going to be out. So what you want to do is just from here, just practice nice and easy here. That's all you got to do. When he taps, you let go. Now, a couple of key things you got to remember here. One, of course, we already started up in this position. We were in great position right now. Instead of me using body strength, what I want to use is leverage here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my body weight and bring it forward. So what I do is I sit forward this way. So then really easy to put the technique on. Down here, back here, I'm using too much arm. So if I hold my arms just like they are and shift my weight, the technique goes tight. Okay, you have no way to, it has nowhere to go once you shift your weight forward, because what happens here is my body weight goes back. When my body weight goes back, it causes me to make this tighter, and that's what I want. Okay, let's get back up for me. Let's have the students in from our fighting stance position. Now he's coming with a cross at the head. The main objective here is for John to get out of the way. Now let me bring up one other point here. Back up just a little bit here. When you move out of the way of a punch, you never move with the waist. You don't do this. Okay? You have always got to use the legs. So you go underneath this way. So you're just coming back like this. So as soon as it comes from here, I'm doing this and this. Okay, let's get back over in here. So with the legs bent at the knees. And then bring that hand in. Good. Step behind him, take him down. Okay, now do you see what he did? Lock the arm up first. Before you bring the legs up and down, try to lock this up first, because this guy's still not in any danger until you lock the hands up. Then the legs come forward here, and then push the arms towards you and the shoulders away. Very good. All right, let's try another angle for me. Come on, good. Hook. Come around. Okay, now wait 1 second here. Okay, see what we got here. We got his arm trapped between his neck and his opponent. Then he grabs with the other arm here, squeezing everything tight, locks the arms up. What he's doing, move this angle just a little bit. What he's doing is he's taking the left arm and catching it inside, take the right arm and catch it inside the left arm here to keep it tight. Then step behind, take him down. Okay, sit the weight up for me. Sit up more. Right there, sit down on there. Now squeeze. Very good. Okay, back up in our fighting stance position for me. All right, we're going to work on another movement here. Move back just a little bit right there. Fighting stance position for me. All right, from our fighting stance here, he's going to throw a jab again. What I'm doing is coming underneath the jab this way here. Before I went from the outside to the inside, now I'm going from, I went from left to right, now I'm going from right to left. So I'm coming this side here, I'm going to catch the head, I'm going to come up with the back leg, knee to the body, straight to the body here. All right? Now, this is my general target here. We can go to the face, but right now, even for practice purposes, even if I hit him hard here, he's not going to really get hurt. You go up to the face hard, you're going to do some damage. Just coming up nice here to the body here. I come down grabbing the arm so I can control him. We're doing almost like we did with the hip toss. Before with the hip toss, we did just around the waist. Here we're doing almost like a head drag, just bringing him around this way here. All right, very simple. Again, it has to go over the hip. All right, let's show it one more time here. So comes, I'm just coming underway this way here. Grab the head here, knee. Come in, hook. I got the arm here, got the head here, deep, take him down. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down again, controlling it. Now in this case, all I had to do, he's up just a little bit. He was just like this. In this case, all I had to do was just roll back to roll him back down. Very simple. If he's up too high here, I'd have to use elbow to push him down and then bring him down. Either way you can do it depending on how high he is. Just a little bit like this, just get up on the top of him, just roll him back. All right, then what we do is take the arm, control the arm, I'm going to come underneath the wrist, the head, and I'm going to push the head this way and the arm that way. So all I'm doing is this way here. All right, again, almost like we're starting here. Guy struggles a little bit here. I just end up with one hand here and then underneath the head. Pull the head one way, arm the other way. Okay, let's have the students in our fighting stance position. Good, find our range. All right, underneath, knee. Okay, hold, hook tight, just hold wrist. Good, get deep, and then over. Good, take him down, roll him down flat, good. Okay, make one straight on that. Good, turn this around. Good, tight, okay. Use both arms to get it, control it. Lock it with just the one. Come underneath the head. Pull the head. Now what you gotta do is you gotta take the one arm, pull the head the other way. So what he's gonna do is pull the head towards him this way and the arm away from him. Very good. Let's try it on the other side. Fighting position. Check your range. Good. Make good fists first. Come this way for me, love it. Okay. Good. Knee. Grab. Move out that way just a little bit. Okay. Now go. Good. Go down on. Come on, one leg out. Balance. Make sure that you guys put your legs apart from each other for balance. Remember what I said, never together. Okay, lock the arm up, grab with just the one underneath the head. Now what you're going to do is pull the head this way and the arm that way. Very good. All right, back up in position here. Okay, back in our fighting stance position here. Okay, now we show most of the strikes we show from far range. What I'm going to do is show something from a close range. So I'm going to get in a little bit closer to where I was from him, and he's going to throw a hook. Now, you got to remember a couple of things when you try and throw a hook. There's a couple of different ways to throw the hook. Primarily, what you're supposed to do is the hook with the body, so you would do this, not this. All right, but it doesn't make a difference. I mean, some people throw them like this, some throw them like this. The primary thing on a hook is I can't hit him with a hook here. So I got to be closer. So we're in a closer range here. He does the hook. The hook's coming to my body. All right, all I'm going to do is block on the side of the arm here. I'm going to come underneath and lock his arm this way here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my angle here so you can see how I'm going to take him down here. From right here, I'm going to step behind him, taking him down to the ground here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a knee up the side of his body here, and then all I have to do is push this arm forward here. And just doing this here. All right, just come down nice and easy. Just put right down on this here. And then this just goes forward. All right, let's try one more time here. Get up on this side for me. Okay, I'm in tight. Comes to the body here. I try to block with the arm here. I'm underneath, hooking it this way here. Step behind, taking him down. Keep a knee up in him here, and then just push forward with the technique on. Okay, let's show with the students. Okay, fighting stance. Now, this one we're going to have to be closer range because, again, we're going with a shorter weapon. Hook comes. Tight, good. All right, now come over the arm. Keeping it tight. Now, let's turn this for a second here for me. See, when he wraps around the arm, he has it underneath his arm, and then comes up tight this way. Now take your leg, step behind him, John. Take him down. Now what he wants to do is control him, put a knee in the ribs, go down on this knee, put this knee out into the ribs, right underneath this soft spot right here. Right there. Keep slightly bent here, and then just push forward. Very good. Okay, let's show another angle. Fighting stance position. In close now. Remember, we're in close range. Hook comes. Try to block here. Come underneath. Hook it. Good. Nice and tight. Step behind. Take him down. Okay. Put the knee in. Okay. Put this leg down. Okay. Keep down. Put this leg more in here. This is where I want it. Right there. Hold him right there. Okay. Now push forward. Very good. All right. Now we're going to go to another technique here with a combination. Come on in for me. All right, from our fighting stance position here, what he's going to do is throw a couple of combinations here. So he's coming with the left, I'm going to scoop. He's coming with the right, I'm going to scoop. He steps in to throw this hook. I'm going to have to block it with my right hand. It's going to come up here. I'm stopping the punch from hitting my head. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around. I'm going to lock up on the arm. Now, let me change the angle here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lock up the wrist with my shoulder and head, and then up against the elbow here. So what I'm doing is putting him in a tight move right here so I can control him. So what I got is I got his wrist locked up against my shoulder and my head, and then up against his elbow. What I'm doing is I'm pushing my head out and my arm in so I keep him tight in this position here. I'm going to go back to where I was. Now from here, all I'm going to do is step in front of him, taking him down to the ground this way here. Now I'm keeping the pressure on his arm so it's tight all the way through it here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my knee up on his head, holding him down. I still got his wrist up against my shoulder and head, up against the elbow here, holding his head down with my knee here. I'm going to push my arms in towards me, my shoulder away. So I'm just doing here. So I'm pushing the elbow in, shoulder out, just this position here. Let's watch it again for me. Back into our fighting stance. Now the left comes, I scoop. The right comes, I scoop. Then I'm taking the block up here, my hands up here, blocking the side here, which sets up right on my shoulder here. I lock up on the shoulder and head up on the wrist here. I'm going to step in front, taking him down here, keeping it locked. I'm coming down, putting my left knee down on his head, holding him down. Got it tied up against the wrist here, up on the elbow here, and then all I'm doing is just push it in here. Okay, now we're going to show with students. Come on in here. All right, punch comes, scoop, scoop, block. It has to stay up tight here. Then once he gets it up here, he brings the shoulder up here a little bit, holding it snug, bring the arm around, up against the elbow. Now what he has is his head leaned up against the shoulder, and the arm's trapped in between the shoulder and the head. Step in the front, keeping it in front. Step in front, taking him down. Good. And put the left knee on the head there. Push down on this just a little bit here. Push forward here and away there. Very good. All right, let's go up. Let's show another angle. All right, 1, 2, block. Okay, see how the hand comes up here, blocking the side of the head here. Now what he's going to do is bring the arm around, trapping the elbow. Then what he does is he traps the wrist with the head and the shoulder here, keeping his arm hyperextended here. stepping in front, locking up with the other hand here, taking him down, then putting the knee. Now, what you would do is be real careful coming on a knee here. All his weight's on the foot here, and then just brings the weight down to hold it here. You can actually drop the knee on the guy's head, cracking his head. Right now, what we want to do is just control him here. The technique's going to be up in the arm here, not up in the head here, just controlling him with the knee here. Then he's going to push the shoulder towards me and the arm towards your body. Very good. Back up in our fighting stance. All right, now we're going to show another technique from here, in our fighting stance here from the police. All right, now what's going to happen here, again, he's coming in left to right, and I'm going to shoot straight in, taking him down to the ground. So as he comes, I'm taking him straight down, dropping him down. Now what I'm going to do is, let's bring it a little bit in frame here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to him cross body here. I'm going to lock the arm up again, up onto my shoulder, underneath his elbow. I'm going to bring my leg closest to his head, up towards his head. And then I'm going to roll back. Now what I'm doing is I'm locking his head up against my leg here, so I can use my leg. See what I'm doing here? I'm using my leg to move him around. And I can use this leg if I have to. The primary leg is the one underneath the head here. I keep locked up on the shoulder here, up on the elbow here, push the head away, and then what I'm going to do is push the arm in. All right, so I got to use the leg, the arm here, shoulder. Tight here, up, and then just in. Okay, let's show with the students. Okay, fighting stance position. Okay, so what's happening here, let's move just a little bit here for me. What's happening here is real quick, he's coming left to right. He's not going to have time to scoop. What he's going to do is he's coming underneath, shooting in, taking the leg down. Taking him down. Good, now for 1 second here, just move back in here for me. So back over there. Control. Get up on his body here, controlling him first. Good, get underneath the arm. Hold it up at the head like that. Bring the left leg up onto the head here, and then sit back with it. Good, keep nice and tight here. All right, what you want to do is you want to be able to just extend your leg on here to push this up here. This can just control him. Push him down with here, locked up against the shoulder and head. Push up here, and then push down. Very good. All right, let's show another angle. Fighting stance. Now remember, as soon as the punches come, we're shooting straight into that back leg, taking him down to the ground. Go. Good. Take him down. Well, hold on 1 second for me. Let's move the angle back here for me. Okay, here, right there. Now, here's what we got here. Let's control him up here. Locks up on the wrist with his shoulder and head, underneath the elbow with his arm. Then what he's going to do is bring the left leg up to the head. Drop him back, put his other arm on the elbow here, use the legs to push him away, locked up on the shoulder here, and then push the arm down. Very good. All right, back in our fighting stance position. Now that concludes what we've done today. This is tape number 2, shoot fighting against a boxer. And what I want you to do is I want you to be able to go through the movements. If you have to rewind a couple of times, go over it, and I'll see you on the next tape.